My name is Victor Omole, and I'm a quantum software engineer at Supertech. I went to Iowa State for computer engineering, and I got into quantum computing early 2017. So I did quantum. I've been doing quantum ever since. The only reason I got into quantum was through open source. That was, I mean, textbooks like Nielsen and Schwang are really intimidating if you're an undergrad. But if you kind of know how to write like loops or like if statements and stuff, then it's really easy to make really simple circuits that does an X gate, and then you kind of study like the structure of that quantum program, and kind of play around like with Quark. Is also another good library for like just playing around with circuits. So it's less intimidating than papers and textbooks and all of that. So I contributed to Rigetti's PyCo before Cirq was publicly released, and I've also released my own open source projects. When I was an undergrad, we had this group called QC Hackers, which was just me and my friends, doing hackathons and writing quantum programming libraries. So I built a couple of Quill plugins. Like there's a Java Quill, which allows you to like write quantum programs in Java and send it to Rigetti's system. So that's an example of libraries that I've open sourced. Yes, I do. Of course, it's Cirq because that's that's what I spend most of my time building and programming in. Um, I think the second would be probably Qiskit because I really love how much time they've invested into like the developer communities, and it's really great to see like they have a really great. They do like weekly. I think they do like weekly YouTube series that talk about Qiskit and how to use it. And there's like an introduction to Qiskit workshops and all that. So they've really done a good job trying to kind of widen the base of introducing people to quantum. So I studied computer engineering in undergrad, and computer engineering is the perfect blend between electrical engineering and computer science. So when I found out that there was another field that was a blend between like physics and computer science, I got hooked immediately. So I asked my undergrad professor if I could do an independent study of quantum computing. So I spent the summer 2017 doing an independent study course, and from then since I went to every hackathon I went to was quantum related. I would do start up a project that related to quantum computing. The way it looked was just so different, like so different from what I see in like Qiskit and all the other existing libraries. That that fact alone, like just reading the README and the example was just that was enough to like get me to like just do it. Like it didn't matter who made the library or whatever. It was just like how it was designed was what grabbed me to it. It was aesthetics. I think the aesthetics of Cirq is kind of what attracted me to it. The future of quantum open source software is really bright. I think it's amazing how I think it was Rigetti that's really kind of pushed for this open source, and it was a great time to do it because it was really early in quantum software development. So it is kind of in our history, like quantum and so open source are kind of embedded in this and they're kind of like non-separable now. When I think about quantum software, I can't think of it separate from open source. So the fact that it was started so early in the foundations of quantum, like it's relatively early when it comes to like quantum software, makes it so it's kind of in our DNA. So I don't think it's gonna like diminish anytime soon. To be honest, like the best way to get started is just get your hands dirty in the sense of just go to the your favorite libraries GitHub repository and just browse the issues and pick up an issue and work on it. That's the best way to learn is just by doing it. So like watching videos and reading tutorials and reading documentation stuff is good, but like the best way is just to get in there and start making commits. if you're new to quantum, there are issues that are on Cirq, there are issues that are labeled no QC knowledge needed. So you can actually go to, if you have a traditional software engineering experience and you want to get into quantum, you can go to Cirq and just work on specifically like only the software engineering related issues, like things related to infrastructures, things related to testing or documentation. So that's kind of a good way to get started. And then if you want to learn about quantum, you can just go to Good First Issues and kind of work on those quantum related issues as well. So the label system on Cirq makes it so you can work on you can take your strengths into it and kind of contribute using your strengths. There's no next for me. I'm still going to do whatever I'm doing right now, making the quantum computing world more accessible and open.